It has been the most expensive infrastructure undertaking in the city of Rancho Palos Verdes, and now the San Ramon Canyon project is complete. Mayor Jerry DeHovic and many RPV residents came out for the ribbon cutting at the site of the Stormwater Flood Reduction Project.
It's ribbon cutting day here at San Ramon Canyon. Let's check out how the ceremony went.
If you all want to put your hand on here, we'll do this together. Okay. Give me a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Very momentous day in Rancho Palos Verdes. This is the largest infrastructure project that the city's ever undertaken. As I said in my remarks, there are a lot of people involved in getting this done, from staff, contractors, engineers, past councils, residents, thousands upon thousands of hours to bring this very necessary program to completion. And as you walk around, and this is the first time I've seen it completed, it's just an outstanding project, very well received by the crowd that was here today. And we're lucky that this storm drain project will serve the residents of RPV for the next century.
What made this become a project? Because there's lots of projects floating around. What made this become a #1 issue?
I think the safety concerns of flooding onto 25th Street and the erosion against the road bank embankment of Palos Verdes Drive East made it high on the council's list of things to get done quickly. There's some big hurdles because of the cost, and there was even some pushback from the community, but we took the time to work through all that in a great way. And of course the state came through with a grant which made it all possible.
Were there any surprises along the way on the project?
Just pleasant ones, really. We had a couple of hang-ups with the tunneling machine breaking down. That's kind of to be expected on a tunneling project, but they really got done actually under their projected cost, and that allowed us to add some components that we weren't expecting to be able to add, things like improved drainage along the switchbacks and rehabilitating the pavement along PENBEAT Drive East. All very encouraging to be able to add things to your project.
What about if residents want to know more about the project or take a look at the project? Will there be pictures online or anything like that?
Yeah, we've had articles in our quarterly newsletter for the last 3 or 4 quarters. There's an online web page for the project on the city's website, and also the weekly reports that come out through the city manager's office have bi-weekly updates of what's been happening in the project.
Well, we're back at City Hall with City Manager Carolyn Petru, and she has some props with her. What do you have here?
I have the bucket. This is one of the 5 buckets that was used to dump the first load of water down our storm drain. So it has now been christened.
A water toss. Let's go down to the drain. So are we ready? If you want to come on over, come on down there. Jump right into the drain. Don't slip now.
Engineers, this is the big test of your system.
Drop the bucket. There's one. Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
Still standing.
I'm going to try and get Andy wet. Can I do it? All right.
A little bit of change here. We are collecting for the next infrastructure project. So if anyone's willing to make a donation, I've got my bucket. I'm ready.
And what's here? What do we have?
Oh, we have the umbrellas that we gave out at the event for the attendees. So these are our official rainmakers for the season. So because it's pretty dry out there, we need the rain. So and we're ready with our storm drain.
Yeah, and I'm glad we could have some fun here too, because this was a pretty serious project that you were able to accomplish something this big. How do you feel now with it behind you?
It's amazing. I mean, this was the biggest infrastructure project the city has ever undertaken, and we couldn't have done it without the state grant. I mean, that was absolutely key to this project, but also the tremendous amount of teamwork that went into it, and it came off so well. It really was just beyond my expectations.
Well, there it is. The ribbon's been cut. The San Ramon Canyon project is complete. For RPV TV, this is Mark J. Dottie. Back to you, Maria.
The South Bay Business and Environmental Coalition held its annual awards ceremony known as the SEED Awards. The event honors local businesses who have exhibited excellence in helping to improve environmental sustainability and the quality of life here in the South Bay. Here's more.
It's an annual award, and it stands for the SoCal Environmental Excellence Development, and it's South Bay's way of recognizing organizations or individuals that try to be leaders in environmental sustainability. This year we've had a couple of organizations from the Peninsula. One of them is the Palos Verdes Library District, and that was for all their efforts in promoting garbology and working with Marymount College, with school districts, with different organizations to kind of put so many people together to inform about garbage, about recycling, how to reduce that. And another organization is the Palos Verdes Land Conservancy, and that's for their preservation efforts.
We started 25 years ago with the goal of keeping some of the land that was then undeveloped open space. We've been able to do that, 1,600 acres today in 3 cities on the peninsula, and now we're working on connecting the community with the land through restoration and activities and education.
Garbology was our last year's One Book, One Peninsula program. So One Book, One Peninsula is about getting everybody in the community to read and discuss a book and the topics of that book. And we partnered with a number of community organizations, including the Land Conservancy and the Art Center in Marymount. And between us, we agreed that sort of an environmental sustainability theme would be really worthwhile. And after looking at a lot of different books, we picked Garbology, which is about what the issues that our waste stream creates.
We're very involved in trying to save open space and save the habitat and so on, but there's a definite place for business in terms of saving the environment. And I think Terranea is a good example. When they first were developing their program, I had talked to them and tried to convince them to do some water quality management plans and more native habitat. They were a little resistant at first. They wanted to have the traditional resort. But I told Rob, I said, look, when you develop this and you have a sustainable operation, it will be a marketing tool for you. It will increase your business because people will want to come here because of that. It's the same with any business. It's a good public relations about them. They're taking care of the environment. So it's actually a good business decision for any business to try to go down that road.
We have limited resources across the board. I think over the last 20 or 30 years, we've really come to realize that. Individual residents work very hard from a sustainability and recycling perspective, and that has really permeated our business community, and it's a badge of honor for them to conduct themselves that way. So we are very appreciative of that. We encourage it. RPV is a very environmentally conscious community. We have a wonderful, nature preserve, and our businesses, our major businesses, and our small businesses are very much involved in environmental concerns and developing processes that really enhance that sustainability.
We really appreciate having organizations that care so much about preserving our environment, our scarce resources, natural resources, and congratulations to them.
Once a business has taken the leap to try and do something proper in their operations or their business itself, they need to be recognized for that, and that's what tonight's all about.
The Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce celebrated philanthropy by honoring citizens and businesses who make a difference in our community. The Citizen of the Year Gala took place at the Terranea Resort, and we were there for this very special night.
Well, we are so excited to be here at the beautiful Terranea Resort this evening to honor our 2014 Citizens of the Year, Virginia Butler and Les Fishman. We are also honoring Cancer Support Community of Redondo Beach as our outstanding nonprofit organization, and the Palos Verdes Peninsula Council of PTAs as the outstanding community service program. So a big night.
Well, we have about 220 people coming this evening, which is a great turnout. We always get a good turnout for chamber events. It's the second of 2 events that the chamber does every year. They do Salute to Business in March and then this one in October, and it's become a tradition to bring it to Terranea, which is fun. It's all about the community, so we're very conscious and have tried very hard even before we open to be an involved member of the community. It's very much who we are, and we care, and we spend a lot of time with people in the community. It's very important to us. We value what the community has done for Terranea. They've been a huge part of our success. And so we literally couldn't have done it without them. So it's a relationship that works, and we're glad to have everybody here.
We're excited.
We're excited. It's like Christmas morning or something.
I was at home and she was at a meeting in Anaheim, so we each were giddy in our own, in our own time and space.
Yeah. But it is really exciting. I don't think we've ever really had anything like this. And usually we're in charge of something. So to just come to the party and
we're in front of the camera instead of behind it.
And see all of our friends and be so honored. So it's momentous. So 30 years worth of experiences and friends is rich. So we're blessed.
It's awesome. We're so excited, and the whole cancer support community is excited. We're really, really grateful. We're honored, and it's just really going to be beautiful. It already is a beautiful evening.
It's so nice to see so many friends and people that you know that come here to be with you tonight.
Oh, and they're just part of our community, even though they may have not attended cancer support community, they've supported us. So it's a great night to say thank you to everybody.
You probably are one of the people that know more than ever how important PTA is, parents and teachers working together, and they're being honored here tonight.
Well, first of all, it's an incredible partnership to have the PTSA helping us, but the last 10 years, more than ever, we have needed them. You know, they are funding our supplies. They are doing our programs, raising money to help to do the prep programs for students, and furnishing the classroom with computers, and doing brick fundraisers so that we can furnish our new buildings. I don't know what we would do without them.
It is very special, and I'm so happy to participate in this year after year. As a resident, as part of the council, and this year as mayor, it's very exciting for me, and very well-deserved awards. We have such an involved community and so many philanthropic groups and charitable organizations and people being involved in the community, and it's great to get together and honor people that are very deserving of being recognized.
And if you would like to see more of my interviews with the winners, you can watch the latest episode of Around the Peninsula, which airs right here on RPV TV Channel 33 and Verizon Channel 38 at 3 p.m. And when we come back, are you prepared in case of an emergency? And we bring you a life-saving program for seniors that doesn't cost a dime. Don't go away.
Here's an amazing opportunity for you to save the SS Lane Victory, one of only 2 operating World War II victory ships. Any donation is genuinely appreciated. Be a part of America's maritime history by making your gift now. Full information on how you can make a huge difference is at www.lanevictory.org. Do it now.
The number of rescue operations off our peninsula's coast has been growing. We want to remind all residents to be aware of the dangers in our water and how to prevent a tragedy. Always know your location. Many beach areas tend to look the same. Make sure you have a phone in case of emergencies. Always swim with 2 or more people. Be aware of sharp rocks and riptides. Always adhere to posted signs. When you follow these rules, you take the danger out of your day at the beach.
A free medical record-keeping program has hit the hill, and it could ultimately save your life or the life of a loved one. The RX for Life kit provides valuable information that can assist firefighters and paramedics who are called to your home in an emergency. Kathy Berg came into our studio to tell us how the program works.
When first responders come to help you, the paramedics, the firefighters, they need to know all about you, meaning they need to know your health history. They need to know what meds you're taking, what medications. So basically we have this form, and you fill the form out. And we have a pencil. You fill it out in pencil so you can update it as things change, erase and change. You roll it up, and you put it in this bottle, plastic medicine bottle. You put your name here right at the bottom. You can write this one in pen. Okay. So you're going to take the lid off. You're going to roll this up. Trust me, it fits. You roll it up, put it in there. Voila. You place it in your refrigerator, top right-hand shelf. Then you use this magnet. You place this magnet on your refrigerator, kind of in the upper right-hand corner. And we have an optional decal. This decal goes in your window, or if you have a window on a door, or if your refrigerator doesn't do magnets, this might work on your refrigerator. So basically the whole idea is to have this information available to first responders when they come to your home in an emergency. One firefighter said to me, if your husband is on the floor and he's unconscious and you're standing there, well, naturally you're a nervous wreck. What do you know about his medications? I mean, there's no way. They have to literally scramble and go get all the medications, put them in a bag, or tell you to do it. It's a very difficult situation if it's an emergency. So this really helps them immensely. They take this out, look at it, they can take the form to the hospital. After the program launched in 2001, the fire department called and said, you know what? We went to a house and they were on RX for Life. They were a part of the program and it helped save their lives. If you cannot come to the event, you can go to the PV Chamber of Commerce, and they're on Silver Spur Road, Suite 100. Peninsula Seniors in RPV. Fire Station 106, that's the one on Indian Peak, Rolling Hills. Fire Station 56, 12 Crest Road behind the gates. Fire Station 83, and that's 83 Miralles Plaza. And that's RPV, and Fire Station 53 on PV Drive South in RPV. And they all have boxes of kits just like this. The most important thing is that this program potentially could save your life, and it's free.
In the event of an emergency or natural disaster, how prepared is the city of Rancho Palos Verdes? Mark Dottie brings us the answer from City Hall.
We're here at the community room at City Hall, which is currently being used as the Emergency Operations Center. There was a drill today to test the city in case of an emergency. Let's see how they did. Where did we kind of grade in the A through F sort of category? How did we do?
Oh, on the exercise, I mean, on everything else, you grade pretty high. I would say you're you're probably a B. I mean, you're one of the more prepared cities that I have in my area. What I do is I oversee and assist 14 cities in the South Bay in planning, training, and exercising.
And the city of Rancho Palos Verdes is kind of a smaller city compared to the others, or is it comparable?
Comparable for as emergency operations goes, it's probably one of my leading cities.
Are we the city that's on the island in sense if an emergency happens compared to the other cities?
Well, as you're being a peninsula down here, yes. I mean, you got the hills, all you're up here. You're by yourself basically compared to the other cities. The other cities are closer to LA and probably more resources are able to get to them quicker. So yes, you are.
Today I was functioning as an evaluator, looking at all the different functions that went on in this drill and determining how well they did, looking at areas that could be improved for next year's drill or future drills, and what the city might be able to do differently in its EOC room should there be a real disaster.
How many years have we been doing this drill?
This is my third year that I've been in the EOC room. Prior to that, I've been at the Lomita Sheriff's Station as a volunteer ham radio operator, and we did have other people who were at the Lomita Station today handling radio traffic, and there were also operators in the City of Rancho Palos Verdes Emergency Communication Center, which is on the other part of the City Hall property near the city yard.
Well, residents in the city can begin by getting a pack together, basically. They can go to the city's website. We have plenty of information there on our disaster preparedness page. And they would just need to click the checklist and print them out, and they can make an emergency preparedness kit by what's on those lists. And to me, that would be the easiest thing for them to do. You know, you want to make sure you've got plenty of water. That's always number one on the list. Plenty of food. You think about your pets, too. You need to think about them and having food, medications, anything else you're going to need. Full lists are on the website, and the best thing they can do is just follow those lists. And I would also say, some people say prepare for 3 days, 72 hours or something like that, but here at the city we run more like the Red Cross, more like a prepare for 7 to 10 days if you possibly can, because realistically if something terrible happens, we won't have our first responders available for us, so we really need to help ourselves.
The Hawthorne's a long walk down, right?
Hawthorne's a really long walk, yeah, exactly. Even Crenshaw, whichever. So yeah, preparing your own home is the place to start.
What are some of the things that we're going to lose, like water, for example, that we're not going to have that other cities might easily have in an emergency situation?
Well, that's kind of hard to hard to guarantee that, you're going to have something they're not, or they're going to have something you're not. It all depends on where the incident is, how bad the incident is, and how many cities are affected. I mean, if we're talking about the big earthquake, then there's probably not going to be anybody that has any water, fuel, power, internet, everything for quite a long time.
I think that as a concerned resident, I am very impressed with how our city is doing, and I say this sincerely. Compared to many of the other South Bay cities, not many, most of the other South Bay cities, we are way ahead of the curve in terms of EOC preparation and skill and training. Other cities are still struggling. They haven't even come to setting up an EOC room in some of the other cities. Others that have set up a room have not had the kind of intensity of activity that our city has gone through. So I think everyone in our city can feel very proud that we've taken these steps to ensure that our City Hall personnel can effectively operate in a stressful disaster situation.
And when we come back, which NBA head coach is out golfing at Trump National? You'll find out when we come back.
Hi there, I'm Dee Dee Daniels, and I've been a personal trainer for almost 3 decades. Please join me on Peninsula Fitness, a 30-minute daily workout to get yourself moving. Sometimes we're seated, sometimes not. Sometimes we're calm and relaxed, and sometimes the workout is high energy. Be sure to tune in every day to see what we're up to. All the workouts are safe and effective, and best of all, I can be your personal trainer right in your home. Not only do you work out with me, but sometimes my colleagues join us in the studio and we do a specialty workout, like Christine here, who's taking me through some kickboxing moves. Don't worry, that kick was not part of the show. So join me, Dee Dee Daniels, every day on Peninsula Fitness, and let's get moving. I'll see you soon.
And in sports, Clippers head coach Doc Rivers is an avid golfer. He says even in the height of stress, golf helps him to relax and refocus. Now, while he's getting his team ready for the NBA season, he took some time out to golf at Trump National to raise money for a worthy cause. And why not golf at the course belonging to an old friend? That's right, Doc and Mr. Trump spoke via cell phone just prior to his day on the golf course.
In the finals, several times I made guys go golf, actually, just to get them, out of their rooms. And, you gotta, there's a lot of stuff out there, so you gotta just kind of take your focus off of it sometimes. I'm terrific. As long as you don't show any clips of me swinging, I'm the best golfer here. But if you show me, then I'm not very good. No, I love it. I have. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful course, beautiful place.
It's a challenging course, isn't it?
Very challenging. It gets my mind off of it. It's a golf, you have to really focus. And anything that can take my focus off my job sometimes is good. I think it's very needed, at least for me it is.
Of course, big names are always golfing here at Trump. Today we have Doc Rivers, and I know that Doc actually spoke to Mr. Trump on the phone just before he got started. Tell us about that conversation.
Yes, he did. They're really, really good friends, and there's always this great dynamic between the both of them. They love golf. They're very competitive, as we all know. So yeah, he came into the office, and I said, Mr. Trump wants to talk to you. Doc just picked up his phone, called him on his cell phone, and said, Donald Trump, I'm here. And Mr. Trump just, kind of went face to face with them in the sense of just on the phone, who's the better player, who's the golfer, who's the better golfer, who is going to give each other, the best tips of the day, and they, set a challenge date of whenever Mr. Trump is back in LA to go ahead and play on the golf course to see who wins that one. So yeah, it's a great dynamic they have, and it's going to be amazing when Mr. Trump gets back out here so they can get back out on the course. The golf course lends itself to athletes. It's such a challenging golf course. I tell you, every day we have some type of an athlete out here getting ready to challenge the golf course, and they're out here often, which is great, because at the end of the day, they come in and they said, I'm going to be back next week. They want to go out there, they want to beat the golf course, and it was just the competitive nature, but it's a perfect golf course that lends itself to be challenging.
The Los Angeles Clippers Charitable Foundation supports many charities, including Special Olympics. The city of Rancho Palos Verdes continues to honor veterans in our community. John Clayton caught up with a local war hero who survived the Normandy invasion.
In Europe, the D-Day landings on June 6, 1944, were the largest seaborne invasion in world history. It involved 156,000 Allied troops Over 11,000 aircraft with over 15,000 American paratroops and 9,000 British airborne troops. Most jumped out of the distinctive and unique C-47, the military version of the civilian DC-3 airliner. We pay tribute now to a longtime Rancho Palos Verdes resident who back in World War II was a pilot of one of those American C-47s, Colonel Jack Downhill, truly an American hero. We talked with him against the backdrop of the SS Lane victory, yet another icon of World War II and Normandy, the American Victory Ship, this one berthed in the Los Angeles harbor of San Pedro, California.
Did you always want to be a pilot when you were growing up?
Not when I was growing up, but I got the notion when I was in my first job after high school working for the Eastman Kodak Company, and an individual in the shop where I was working said, "Hey Jack, I'm going flying tomorrow, you want to go with me?" I said, "Huh?" So I went flying with him on a Saturday morning, and when I came down I went straight into the shop to sign up for lessons.
So, Colonel, you were a pilot of a C-47. Were you actually flying over the beaches on D-Day?
Well, we went inland to a place called Saint-Mary-Glisse and dropped paratroopers about 2 o'clock in the morning.
On that glorious day, which turned out to be a glorious day for the Allies, what was your rank on that time?
I was a first lieutenant at that moment, 22 years old, going on 23.
When you flew over and all the trips that you did you worry about being shot down?
We gave it some thought, and actually on the D-Day drop, we picked up a huge hole in the airplane, but it didn't knock us down.
Tell me about the jacket you're wearing.
Okay, the jacket was issued to me when I finished flying school, and I wore it through transition training into flying the airplane. I wore it on my first assignment overseas, and then had it when I returned in the spring of '46.
Of all the military veterans that I, John Clayton, have been privileged to meet and talk to since June 1944, including those I met on my 5 visits to Normandy between 1996 and 2007, Colonel Downhill is, for sure, one of the most fascinating. So, anytime you see or hear about this venerable aircraft, the C-47, I hope you will remember the bravery and courage of this young, very young American hero, Colonel Jack Downhill.
And finally, it's that time of year again to get out to the polls and vote. There is a general election on Tuesday, November 4th, and to get you ready, you can watch a series of political forums right here on RPV TV every night at 8 p.m. And that will do it for us. From everyone here at RPV TV, make it a great day.